Every Excel user at least one time in their career have experienced this laborious pain of adding multiple checkboxes in a cell like this. What if I tell you you can add checkboxes using a hotkey? And here's how you do it. The first thing you have to do is to launch your VBA editor by pressing alternate F11. If your alternate F11 key is not working, I've got another video showcasing how you can resolve that issue. If you need the link to that video, please leave a request on the comments section and I'll send the link to you. Once your VBA editor launches, go all the way to the top, right click on your VBA project and you're going to say insert module. And in that module, at module number 2 for me, you're going to Ctrl V and paste this VBA function. If you like a copy of this VBA function, please leave a request as well and I'll send that function to you. Let's dissect this VBA function a bit more. The first 2 lines are basically defining the variable ChX and the range. And the third line is basically assigning whatever the user have selected on your spreadsheet as a selection, and this will store your row and column. The next set of lines is going through a for loop, going through every cell that you have selected and inserting a checkbox using this function here. And after that, once you insert that checkbox to that particular cell, you're basically changing the caption or the text on the checkbox as blank and setting the default value of the checkbox as off. After that, you're linking your checkbox, whatever the status of the checkbox is, to the cell that the cell is in. And after that, you're linking the state of the checkbox to the cell that you're in. It could be either true for checked or false for non-checked. And then this line here is assigning the default value or the initial value on the cell as false, because when you insert the checkbox for the very first time, it doesn't know its state, so it will normally be blank. So it's going to be off, which translates to false. And after that, I'm changing the font color on the same cell to be white so that it's not distracting or overlaid behind the checkbox. Once that's done, you're going to press Ctrl+S to save one more time and close my VBA editor here. Now you're going to go to developer and then under code, there's this macro icon. Click on it. You should see your function called checkbox that you just added a few seconds ago. After that, select it and go options. Over here, you can assign the hotkey that actually triggers this function. I'm going to say Ctrl+T, but if you would like to have a Ctrl+Shift+T, you're going to have to clear this and you're going to have to press Shift+T on your keyboard and you will have Ctrl+Shift+T to actually trigger that checkbox or trigger this function. I'm going to keep it simple and say Ctrl+T and going to click on OK, and I'm basically going to close this pop-up here. Now if you were to select a series of cells like this and press Ctrl+T that you have assigned previously, you can see that the VBA scripts go ahead and actually creates a checkbox in each cell. And the beauty of this script is that, let's put this cursor say around here. Let's say if I toggle this, you can see the status is false. Now if you toggle as on, you can see it's basically assigning the cell value with the state that the checkbox in. And you can use that state to do manipulation or do your macro or formula. Now it's great that you can assign or create multiple checkboxes like this. But to delete the checkbox, the only way I know is right click on it, cut. Right click on it, cut. As you can see, I do have a bit of challenge right clicking on it and cutting. And imagine if there's checkbox all across here like this. And now try deleting this one at a time. It's quite challenging. You might say maybe you can do cut or copy or paste or whatever. It's quite difficult to delete the checkbox once you instantiate it. How can you do it? Or better yet, how can you do it with a hotkey? Let me show you how that is done. You're going to launch your VBA editor by pressing alternate F11 again. And in here, either you can create a brand new module or you can add the function on the same module itself. I'm going to make it simple and I'm going to add a new module so it's clearer. And then after that, you're going to paste this function. Again, if you like a copy of this function, please leave a request on the comments section and I'll send you this function here. So basically dissecting this function a bit here, the first 2 rows is basically defining variable for checkbox and the range. And after that, I'm doing the same thing here. You can see the selection is assigned to the range so that the row and the column can be stored on this variable here. And after that, I'm going through the for loop, going through each cell that I have selected on the workbook, and then if the cell on that particular intersection is not blank, as in there's nothing in it, then you're going to go ahead and delete the checkbox that you have found going through each of the cells. If it's not there, of course, it's not going to do anything at all. So over here, I'm going to say Ctrl+S to save it, and then after that, close the VBA editor here. And then now you're going to go back to developer, code, and macro, and you can see that your checkbox function is available here. Select that and go options. And like before, you can assign a hotkey for it. I'm going to assign Ctrl+R as a hotkey. But if you like Ctrl+Shift+R, you're going to press Shift+R. Let's do that for now, I guess. I'm going to do Shift+R like this. and then click on OK and then cancel. Now, if you go ahead and select the cells that you want the checkbox to be removed like this, and you press Ctrl+Shift+R, you can see that the checkbox get removed. I hope this short little tip will make your life a whole lot easier.